It has been less than 1 month since the Whispering Tyrant's terrorist attack on the nation of Lastwall. All of you pretty much remember the day, and all of you were shaken in various ways when you heard that he had managed to work outside of the constraints on the Island of Terror to burst out. All you heard is that the capital city of Lastwall, the nation that had long held the Whispering Tyrant at bay in the Island of Terror, exploded. There was a huge explosion that rocked the capital city. So much so, and nobody knows exactly how or why, but it broke whatever seal, whatever constraints were set upon the Whispering Tyrant, keeping him in his prison and essentially letting him loose. And unfortunately, with him let loose, came with him terror beyond what you've ever experienced in the entire life. The nation of Lastwall, the long bastion of heroes and paladins and knights that held this undead menace at bay, not only had its main city essentially destroyed overnight, but the nation essentially has been crumbling and in free fall, with undead running throughout the lands, with very few people able to maintain it. Before we go on further and I talk about kind of where you are, why don't we set the scene? What were your characters doing prior to our adventure? What were they up to? How did they hear about it? What do you think was going through their heads, or what was kind of their story? And if you don't want to share it and you want it to be secret, that's fine as well.
I kind of feel like it needs to be a secret because I'm not quite sure.
That's fine.
On my end, at least, it's kind of blurry to me. But I am playing a full orc, so please go ahead, Rogue.
Why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
Yeah, hi, I'm Rogue, and I'll be playing Azgrymn the Pale, who is a pretty basic human ranger. He was a bounty hunter that actually lived in Lastwall prior to the expanse of the Whispering Tyrant. He was like third generation there in that land that once protected the realm of Lastwall. So his father and his grandfather and stuff did that prior to him. He became a ranger and a bounty hunter in that land, and kind of hunted down bandits and stuff like that, and collected bounties for people that were wanted. And he had a wife on the farm there that he lived. His wife was pregnant. They were about to have their first child when Azgrymn went out hunting one of his bounties. Successful, he came back to the farm. But unfortunately, it was during the expanse, and they had already torn through their farm. So he came back to find his wife slain, along with his unborn child. Him, along with many other people, many other survivors, banded together after that to kind of fight off these forces. A pretty petty attempt, I imagine. But a little unity of, the remaining survivors. They formed a small group to go back and attack any of the Whispering Tyrant's minions, and they were defeated horribly. So the last kind of scene, I guess, of Azgrymn the Pale and his little fight against the tyrant, they were wiped out, and he was found floating in the river just south of Vigil, the town of Vigil, I think it was.
Yes. And actually, why don't we go ahead and bring up an image to help us?
Rogue is doing a deep dive into his first time in Pathfinder, man.
Because he's a pro.
Because he is. He knows his shit.
So yeah, some of the people of Vigil probably fished him out of the river there, and that's Azgrymn the Pale.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I guess I'll go. Maji on Ward, or just Al, is a deep-dwelling rat. Now, this deep-dwelling rat's constantly been burrowing, living with a large group of other rats. He randomly stumbled onto a buried underground, basically library, where he discovered his first spellbook. And then from then, he just kept on learning all he could. Well, during the attacks and everything, the tunnel systems that him, his family, his friends, everybody had created basically got destroyed in all the chaos, crushing many of them, and just he has no one left there. So he set out to try to study with other wizards, mages, and things like that, where he started getting very interested in trying to combine spells and things like that, and try to make things very much different and more unique to his own. Enlisting any help that he could, and also offering any help while on travels, fighting whatever force he could find, testing his magic. Other than that, there's not much to him until more's revealed.
I like it.
Awesome. So I am playing Bukh, the orc, full orc Barabarian. I'm not sure where he is geographically. I wish I had studied this map earlier.
Who are you?
I am Bukh.
No, who are you?
What?
What's your name? You, the person.
I'm Bukh. My real name is Bukh. No, my real name. I'm going by Bees. So my character. Let me just read a little bit that I've written here.
Sure.
His background is that he's a farmhand, so he's got experience in farming. I think, Rogue, you said your family was on a farm too, huh?
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. We can farm. That'll be the adventure. But I've described Bukh as very tall and stocky. He's 7'1". Orcs are very tall, 316 pounds, big, but he faces at eye level with other medium humanoids. But he just looks like he looms over them just like an animal. He stinks. He just smells of the earth and dirty animal hide and BO. And he's got, a sweet Mike Tyson style tattoo on his face. At some point in this, all of this awfulness, he had a best friend and lover who was killed, and he, in order to keep his lover from turning into an undead, Bukh, beheaded the corpse to make sure he wouldn't come back as an undead, and he is haunted by the spirit of his lover, whose name is Kurz. So that's one of the ways he's connected to the undead, to the dead, to the spirits of his ancestors. He's in touch with the dead in general, with the orcs and their tribes, But I think he's also just on a path of vengeance for his slain kin. So that's what he's doing. Bukh.
Oh yeah. Does he carry his head around with him?
No. It's like that would be super awesome. I wish I'd thought of that, but no. He's not that hardcore. It was his lover. He's not gonna carry around his head.
I didn't think of that, by the way. Actually, that was from a video game.
This is Yeah.
She had all those psychosis problems. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. He's my former lover and best friend, and this is what he looks like. No,
I was gonna be like, whoa, that's gonna be something.
I like the idea of having like he maybe has his ponytail or something though. He has something to remember him by.
Yeah.
That's a cool thought.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
he scalped him.
My gosh.
He just cut his hair.
Well, in the wake of the fall of Lastwall, undead now roam the lands. The peace that Lastwall had brought this region as a bulwark against the Whispering Tyrant, also known as Tar-Baphon, is no longer present. Everyone remembers the Whispering Tyrant and Tar-Baphon. He is the boogeyman. He is the bad guy that adults would scare their children with throughout the region, especially in this area of Ustalav, which you are all in. And I will point you to the map again for the town of Vigil, one of the last cities left unconquered by Tar-Baphon, unmolested by the Whispering Tyrant, because Vigil, while it is in Ustalav's territory now, was actually, as far as you know, one of the final cities of Lastwall that remains standing. As such, the Knights of Ozen, who were the order that was in charge of helping to contain him, many are here, and in this particular city, in Vigil, excuse me, that it's beautiful. It stands upon the river with a tall spire standing in the midst of a concentric circular city. This is where you have all ended up. For your own reasons. Perhaps you're coming down from Belkson. Perhaps this is the river that you washed up out of and were fished out of. Perhaps looking for a new place to study to help, this seemed like the last course of action. Either way, all of you find yourself, for one reason or another, in the refugee camp that stands on the edge of the city. Tents, little shanty towns are all over the place. Definitely taking the beautiful image of the city into a much darker way. You can hear women crying in the streets, children calling out for their mother, cries in the middle of all of it during the night. This seems to be one of the last lights that stands against the darkness of the Whispering Tyrant and his fiends. As you are all in this refugee camp, what do you think your characters would be doing in the middle of this? What do you think that they're doing here?
Well, I think Al would be scampered off somewhere looking through any remnants of books that he could find. And if he finds anything that interests him, he finds the darkest hole that he can and just starts reading it.
I think that's a very interesting image giving your character. Like, even in the middle of this squalor, he's got a book and he's in a little hole just reading in the midst of everything going on.
Oh, yeah. And he has to choose the darkest hole. Because, of course, him being a dark dweller, or a deep dweller, darkness is his friend.
This is going to be a lighthearted campaign.
I think Az would be looking for anyone, probably to team up to fight this somehow. It's been his goal now is to constantly be hunting these people down that are in this lands and trying to restore order. So maybe what the name you said? Tarbafon?
Tarbafon. That's kind of the Whispering title. I'm sorry, the Whispering Tyrant is the name people have given Tarbafon.
Okay. Yeah. He's probably looking for some way to be helpful. Yeah, to fight that. And in between that, having an ale here and there at a tavern, listening to people talk and trying to find out more information about that.
Yeah. I think Bukh has spent a good chunk of time. Actually, he may have found a way to do some sort of sounds some kind of garden situation, because that's what he's into, is doing the farming and as a way to keep children busy, and but also to make sure that they have they're being self-reliant and not depending on others to perform charity for them, but that they're all working together. So that's how Bukh would spend his day. But would come into the tavern for a drink afterward, covered in dirt, is what I imagine is happening.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, farming, because here is a map of Vigil, and you can see that there are 3 circles, and the outer circle is just farmland that is between walls that are definitely meaning to keep it safe.
Interesting.
So he would definitely find a home, or at least an ability to practice his trade in this place.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So as all of you are kind of going about your own various businesses, all of you through your own various ways, perhaps you overhear it in a conversation in the tavern. Perhaps you hear it out in the fields, or perhaps you just overhear it from some passerbys as, my mic has been muted. My mic has been muted.
Oh no, for your stream?
Good thing. I muted it because when I was eating, I didn't want people to hear me.
Funny.
But it's only been a couple minutes. So yeah, all of you have heard through various ways, through the various means, that that the Knights of Ozim, or at least those that are left, are trying to gather together people to essentially head into Lastwall, which people are now calling the Gravelands because of just the amount of death that has happened there and the amount of undead that walk throughout. Nonetheless, people are, the Knights of Ozim are coming up with these groups essentially to go in, to find people, refugees, to rescue them, to bring them to Vigil, to do everything that they can. And so you've all heard about this. That essentially, like, in one of that the Knights of Ozim are recruiting out of the market square, that they have taken up like a little stall of sorts, just trying to sign people up to recruit them to help. And it's not just people that they're looking for either to help rescue. They're also looking to hopefully, recover some lost artifacts, to recover ancient tomes, anything that they can that got left behind when the Whispering Tyrant came in. And so, as all of this is going on, so that is what all of you have heard. How all 3 of you, I imagine, end up at the market square at some point. And you can see a big, a knight in resplendent, shining armor that, despite everything that's going on, still looks like he can kick some serious ass. Let's see here. And it's not just men that dominate the ranks, but women as well. And nonetheless, they stand there at this stall looking for heroes like yourselves to sign up.
Hell yeah. Azgrymn would be up there, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, Bukh stands out in the crowd. He'd usually be approached and say, if it's undead you're looking to kill, just stop this tyrant. Says, you got me. And he's got a great axe and a battle axe. He's ready to roll. Says,
Sorry.
Go ahead, Jester.
I think Al would be scampering through all their belongings and stuff like that, just searching for a book.
Gotcha.
That's all he wants to do. He's trying to find books. If they catch him, he doesn't care.
So I imagine all three of you, just honestly through Providence, are all around these areas. One of the white knights that are there is kind of signing up. Azgrymn is also signing up. Bukh, and that same one, even though he's like focused on you
books.
two, like reaches out a hand like lightning quick, and grabs the wrist of Maji and kind of like pulls him up. And just like is looking at him, just dangling there, and he said, and he looks.
Oh, are you little?
I think you can make your payment for stealing, signing on the dotted line.
I didn't take anything. I'm just looking. Please.
Say like slowly drops you down. What are you looking for, little mouse?
Knowledge. I want knowledge.
There's much knowledge left in the Gravelands. Last wall. Damn it. Sign on this paper and we'll do everything we can to help you get some.
Yeah. What do I have? What do I do? What do I have to do?
We are looking for volunteers, for people who will be paid with whatever we have left to go back into Last Wall, to recover knowledge. Love you, buddy. To recover people, refugees, whatever we can.
Books?
Sure, books. There's lots of books that got left behind.
All right.
Excellent.
Azgrymn, he's probably got his hood on. He's probably wearing some dark green or dark brown cloak. And he says, how many people have you had sign up?
Honestly, not many. Nobody wants to go in there. To Last Wall, everyone here is a refugee and they know the horrors that are in, so it's hard finding volunteers to go. 7, maybe 8 at most right now.
He says, well, you can count on my sword.
Excellent.
I heard
Thank
that
you.
somewhere. I swear I heard that.
And my
Looks over to the
axe.
ratkin.
And my axe.
He looks over to the ratkin and says, yes, I'm from that land. I've seen many libraries filled with books.
Books, okay.
As you are all talking, the silence is broken by a loud horn that you can hear, which doesn't sound like it's too terribly far away. One blast at first, and you can hear the entire city almost go quiet for a moment and hold their breath. Second horn pops up as it looks like it is drawing closer. The Knights of Ozim that are standing in the market square look around at all of the people, and you can see just like the visible kind of panic that begins to set into some of the people that are surrounding there. They start running for whatever door they can find, picking up their women and their children as the horn goes off again. But this time, the third horn doesn't finish the long bleat, and it almost like is as if it gets cut off halfway through it, the Knights of Ozum that is there, he looks at you and he just says, Reginald, pleasure to meet you. We need you sooner than just sending you into the Gravelands. We need you now. Can you help us now?
Well, Bukh is already moving toward the screams.
Azgrymn says, of course you can.
You know, from the south, and this map that I have you has Vigil with the river to the east, but in reality, this map is kind of, you need to twist it 90
I see
degrees.
It sideways, yeah.
Yes, it's sideways. You can hear the horn coming from the river, and all of you, the few Knights of Ozum that are there, other defenders of the city, sentries, officers, everybody, you can see them taking up arms, running towards the sound, the horn, with you. Women, children, other men, shopkeepers are running away as fast as they can, doing their best to find shelter. You see it in the sky, just a large, ethereal, like dark purple bolt just explode into that tower that was standing so tall not just a moment ago. That is in the center. That has been a what's the word I'm looking for? It has been a monument
like a
in
beacon,
Vigil,
yeah.
a beacon of light. While the tower doesn't fall, you see the purple flames like hit some type of magical barrier as it just like disperses around it. But during all of this, you also hear the cracks, the sounds of lightning that are filling the air. Seems like more is happening. I love you, son. Have a good one. You all do your best making your way towards the... A second here. Do your best making your way towards the sound of the horns. Whatever it is that just begins to fill you, you know that something is around the corner. So you make your way up into kind of the tall walls that are upon the rivers, following the Knights of Ozum to the best of your ability, and you look out over the river. And you see, floating over the river, a skeletal figure. Looks emaciated. Oops. And on the shores of it all, you see what appears to be an army. An army so large that you've never seen anything this huge before. There we go. That's what I was looking for. In the sky, above the emaciated figure floating over the lake, you also see over the kind of the wretched form in the middle of it all. He sticks his hand up into the sky, and out comes this sickly green energy that shoots up into everything. And you see a symbol that all of you, I'm going to have you guys roll our first roll. Roll a knowledge, religion. Or you know what?
+1. Oh.
4.
Okay, yeah. Okay, awesome. All of you recognize this as the symbol of the Whispering Way, the cult that is dedicated to the tyrant known as Tar-Baphon. Shoots up into the sky, and it's almost like a fireworks display, but it hangs there in the middle of it, all hazy. And in the middle of all of it, while the children, the adults are all running away, and you can kind of still hear them scary, the thing that is eerie is the fact that on the other side of the shore, you can't hear a sound from whatever is there. The cracking of bones, perhaps, as your vision focuses, drawing close to the tree line that sits on the floor or on the other shore, you see skeletons with motes of light blue energy, like almost in their eyes, just standing there silently looking forward. Zombies, hulking creatures that you've never even witnessed before, although perhaps some of you witnessed when escaping Last Wall. What is going through all of your minds?
Maji's trying to decipher what these things are.
Gotcha. What are the creatures on the other side? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Gotcha. The figure floating over the lake, you have no idea. Some of the things you recognize as your normal. What's the word I'm looking for? You recognize them as like your normal undead fare. Shambling zombies, for instance. Skeletons. Ghouls. All of them making up this eerie, quiet rank of undead sitting on the shore. Some of them are undead. You don't quite know and stand out to you. Some of them you identify as like essentially undead golems. Patchworks of people like Frankenstein, except like juiced to the nines.
All right. And through all of this, with the knowledge that we had beforehand, do I have any lore on this army? Like, has there been any stories or lore or anything coming across the lands or in the books that I've read?
Sure. Yeah. Because you've been reading. Absolutely.
But it would roll for that.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. That'd be knowledge.
Lore.
Well, not. Yeah. It'd be lore. Correct.
Academia.
You have heard in some of the tomes that you have read, the armies of the Whispering Tyrant, shambling, clicking, clacking, making their way across the land. Cultists bringing up creatures of undeath. Some of it seemed like it was in stories. And here's the thing that it doesn't make sense to you, is that this Whispering Tyrant, the one thing about this person that you know is that they were once human. And for all intents and purposes, are still alive. And Lastwall has stood for 4 centuries, at least. And that is just the previous time the Whispering Tyrant showed up. You've heard even rumors, mythologies about how this Whispering Tyrant even tried to kill the god Eredin, setting up a trap for him somewhere on the Isle of Dread to lure him in, only to be defeated. Nonetheless, you get the hair on your skin probably raises as it seems like myth meets reality on the other shore.
Azgrymn. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Bukh just yells, "The Vigil can't fall. This is all we have left," and just lets out a giant war cry, yelling for the skeletons to notice him. Whatever undead there is, know that they won't go down without a fight.
Azgrymn is staring at them like complete hatred. He wants vengeance against these, this exact foe, right? So he does have. I was wondering if I could use this Monster Hunter.
Sure. What are you attempting to do?
Are these all one type of undead that we're seeing, or you said there were like zombies, ghouls? There's different ones.
There's everything. Everything is in the ranks. I mean, like undead you know of for certain, and undead you have never even heard of.
So I'll save that. Yeah, he's just staring at them with hatred, ready to, defend these people. not let them kill anymore.
The emaciated figure kind of floating over the lake looks at everyone, and specifically looks at Bukh. Like, points out this bony, long finger towards him.
Your courage will falter just like the residents of Lastwall.
And with whatever you can approximate as a smile, even though he's like this undead,
lips.
stretched flesh, he looks at it and just all teeth as he looks at you and points. Roll me a fortitude save, Brandon.
Oh, wow. Starting strong. Oh, no!
Oh! Hero dice already?
All right. Hero point on the first roll.
Would you like to?
Sure. That's a good idea.
All right.
I'm going to
for
roll
it.
my only hero die. Thanks for the reminder. Oh, come on.
Oh, man.
It's higher. That's all that matters, right?
Just get my hero point. He's a hero,
Hey.
damn it.
How many
is a
hero points do we
hero.
get? Is it just one?
One to start off.
Okay.
Brandon, Bees,
Bukh.
All right, guys. We need to decide something. Well, actually, you know what? No. I'm just going to be mean. Bukh, this line hits you straight in your chest. A sickly green line as you are turned into dust and permanently dead.
Fuck you, Chris.
Reroll Bukh as fuck.
Wow. That hero point
It's okay.
could have been better spent.
It's okay. You can go ahead and roll up another character, and
watch
you'll
me.
have another. Here's mine.
Y'all have fun while I'm doing that real quick.
Yeah, you'll be fine. With Fantasy Grounds, it happens really quick. And I imagine you are standing around there with the Knights of Ozum, and what is your reaction?
Mine is to
Oh,
disappear
man.
into dust. So that's my reaction.
Hell yeah. Azgrymn is going to get cover and pull his shield out and his sword and shout curses. By the
Okay.
gods!
Azgrymn pulls out his shield, starts shouting curses. How about you, Maj? What is that you're doing?
He's still just looking through a book. He doesn't know the guy. He doesn't know him.
Absolutely. All right.
But he will go ahead and do one thing.
Okay, what's up?
Go ahead and cast something. Well, go ahead and give himself a shield. After seeing that stuff, he's gonna use a cantrip called Shield.
All right, he uses a cantrip called Shield. At the very least, throws it up over himself, ready to do everything he can to take care of himself.
Mm-hmm.
As all of this is happening, this emaciated figure sitting over the floating over floating over the river, looks at all of you, all these defenders of Vigil, and he says,
It's a matter of time before you all join my ranks.
as he looks back towards this army of undead on the other side and just looks back at you with this wicked smile, with a nod, and almost in unison, all of these undead creatures begin marching into the water. just ranks and legions of all of them marching into the water towards your side. You hear a man, some member of the people of Lastwall, or I'm sorry, the Knights of Lastwall, look horrified that what just happened to Bukh. Just absolutely astounded.
Who's Bukh?
Bukh was a character. Bukh is dust. Bukh is dust.
Bukh is done.
All right, buddy, I love you. Time for bed.
Dad, can you set an alarm for 8?
Can I set an alarm? Did you take your stuff? Sorry, a second. Yeah, you're good. All right, I love you. Go to bed.
Oh my God.
I
Bukh is
want
gone.
to. Yeah, I want to. First off, I want to thank Brandon for making a character. I did not honestly think that would happen.
I'm kind of glad it did. It's really funny.
That is pretty wild.
He's punishing me for not fleshing out his backstory enough. I'm glad I didn't put more into his backstory.
Do you have another one just set up? Or
No, I'm building it right now. I have nothing. I had nothing.
You know how to build them. You know them in and out.
Well, I'm working on it.
Okay.
You should just re-roll his brother. Fuck.
All right. So these undead abominations begin marching in the water towards the city of Vigil. Knights begin yelling out upon the walls, telling everybody to take cover, to take up defenses. And before you can hear it, or before it goes any further, this knight of Ozim, Reginald, who's been running with you, looks at you and he says, "Get to the south part of the city. We need to evacuate it immediately. Go. There's not enough time. Just go. In fact, take this other knight with you, who's being very quiet right now. This other person who signed up.
You son of a bitch! I'm still working on the camera.
This other person who signed up. He will go with you and be part of your team.
Yes, I'm coming with you. He doesn't have a voice yet. I'm working on it.
That's all right. It's hey, we're all having fun. Okay.
Real fast before we start running there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if I can't do something with my hero point.
What do you want to do?
I want to combine two a cantrip and a spell, since I've got that spell weaver thing.
Okay.
I want to use Force Bolt at the same time as using not Force Bolt. I just want to use Ray of Frost to see if I can't freeze as much of the water as I can before running off.
Oh, okay, that's an interesting thing. All right, so it is a cantrip, and this is a rushing river.
Yep. But I want to use my hero point to see if I can't boost that up a little bit.
You know what? I've never thought of using a hero point like that. But I tell you what, sure. We're off. We're already off the reservation, and we're having fun, so let's do it. Good, we're going to go. I want you to roll an attack for Ray of Frost. And what I'm going to say is that the DC is going to be very high. For you to be, I'm going to essentially set it at a tier, right? So 25 is you like get a good large chunk. Mm-hmm. 20 is, medium. 15 is not super much. But because you're using your hero point for this to enhance it, I'm going to say that it gives you a +5 to the roll.
All right. Now this is my first time rolling an attack, so let's go ahead and...
23 + 5. All right, so you get a large chunk of the river. You see it just like freeze as cracks begin to go across and ice begins to form. You know that whatever's down there is staying there, at least for the time being. The person floating over the river looks towards your direction.
It's inevitable.
And he is actually going to stick out a finger towards Maj.
Oh dear.
All right.
Maj, go ahead. What were you about to say?
Is this an AC-based attack?
Is this an AC-based attack? Give me a second here. I can't think of the gosh darn thing that I'm trying to think of. There we go. I got it now. I know what I'm thinking of. Is this? Oh, I know what I did wrong. There we go. Is this an AC-based attack? Yes. It has to hit you first. It is a ranged attack.
Can I go ahead and, upon seeing this glowing green aura that I've witnessed, since we're not in attack order, cast a protective ward? All it does is raise an AC for the 5-foot radius that we're standing in by 1.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have it roll, and we're gonna see what happens here. You know what? I need to do something. Give me a second here. Need to turn off your guys' ability to see my rolls, because that's not fun.
How do you spell Knights of Ozem? Ozen, what is that?
Ozem, O-Z-E-M.
O-Z-E-M, thank you. I'm just looking it up real quick.
Sure, that sounds good. Let's see what we get here. Uh-oh. Did I screw up Fantasy Grounds? Looks like I screwed up Fantasy Grounds.
Oh, no.
Maybe I didn't screw up Fantasy Grounds. Oh. Gosh darn, I'm just going to roll a 20. We'll see what happens. Okay.
Yeah, couldn't see that.
That's going to hit. With modifiers. So, gonna need you to make
a 15?
Yes, absolutely. Gonna need a fortitude save.
As soon as I find it. Oh, there it is.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Okay, you get it. You get it because it's a natural 20. This green beam, this green sickly beam hits you. Oh my gosh.
Is that like a death spell or something?
Yeah, so essentially what happens is these wards that you have up, your shield, your ward, it hits it and just it explodes the wards all around you. That protection is no longer there. And you know, for whatever reason, it may have just saved your life. If you'd like, you can actually roll a Knowledge Arcana check to try and ascertain what that spell was.
I will.
Absolutely. And it looked identical to what was being cast on Bukh. That was Disintegrate, as in the ability to disintegrate.
Ridiculous.
Just seeing that, all of a sudden, you just see Maj start running.
Yeah, Maj just starts running. Absolutely.
Man,
all right.
Get out. No, get out, run.
All right.
Come on, let's go to the gate.
All right, you guys begin to make your way south. Let's go ahead and do this.
Hopefully the higher level knights will take care of that one.
You just hear a lot of screaming as you leave.
There's
a
a
whole lot of screaming.
handsome knight of
Because-
Ozen following you guys.
When the ray hit, did it like start killing everyone around it?
I'm sorry, did what?
When the ray hit, did it just like start disintegrating everyone that wasn't in my shield radius?
No, because it was only targeted on one person. You.
Okay. So it didn't like split or hit other targets because it separated.
Oh yeah, no. Although that would be fun. Well, flavor, yeah, we'll say that's what exactly happened. A bunch of defenders just crumble to dust before your eyes, and as you are as you're running, you hear the cries of some of the people up on the towers, on the walls, as they clearly, as something is just taking care of them. As you also look up into the skies, you can begin to see flying undead abominations, almost in formation, begin to come on over to the city. But that is not where you guys are. You guys are running towards the south side, as you were told. And so, let's go ahead and share this map.
It's a map.
Again, really want to thank Brandon Bees for being a good sport.
Thank you for being patient with me while I'm trying to figure out a whole new character.
Dude, you are 100% okay. I'm asking you to do something on the fly like that. I think that's perfectly fine. Let's do this. Oh, is it Ozin?
Perfect. I remembered how to make the map larger.
It's Ozem. O-Z-E-M.
Thank you. That's what I thought it was,
Yeah.
but I was uncertain for it. What race are you, Beast?
A human.
Human! And apparently you sound like Dudley Do Right a little bit.
I don't know where that came from.
That's okay.
Give me a minute. Give me time.
I'm for it. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just give you some a token just for right now.
Yeah,
and
I'm
we can
about to
always
change it, but go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, we can absolutely. Yeah, you can absolutely change it. Just give me. I just want to get something going, and we can get to it. As you make your way into the south area, you begin to hear the screaming and the crying. It's like a flood of people running away from this area that's clearly affected. Let's go ahead and change this up just a little bit here. As you are looking out, it seems like it's mostly people just doing their best to run away. I'm going to go ahead and throw your tokens on here. Oh, actually, I'm doing this wrong. What the heck was I doing? All right. I can't believe I decided to just take the gloves off like that. Never done that
Just
before.
set the tone. Just set the tone.
Just set the tone.
Set the tone to have 3 backup characters ready.
Yes.
You looked at the biggest guy in the prison and you kicked his ass. Just to let everyone know.
That is kind of what I did, huh?
You know, you're killing off characters faster than a game that we played called, what was it, Demon Gate?
Huh. Do tell me more about this Demon Gate, Jester. I've never heard of
Oh,
it.
you know, it's a great game.
Really?
Yeah, you know, I got the book right here.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Shit. Man, that's an awesome looking book.
Yeah,
That
you
is
should
that
see the
is an
artwork in the
awesome
back.
looking book.
That is a nice looking.
Man.
Let's just open it up to a random page.
You know what? I bet whoever wrote that book is incredibly bearded and handsome.
I bet you that book comes from www.arcanumsyndicate.com.
You know what? I think you're right. I think it does come from www.arcanumsyndicate.com.
Let me see here. I think you guys are right. It says it right here.
Okay.
Shameless plug for you.
Yes, thank you very much.
It
I
doesn't
think
have
all
to
the
be
players
shameless.
lived, didn't they? Didn't you guys all live?
We all did,
All-
yeah.
We
All
did.
3 of
we
us
did.
lived.
It's true.
And they're
That's
like
true.
heroes.
Pirate Captain.
Big effing heroes. Little Firefly love. All right, legit. So you guys make your way. Oh, I got to take this damage off of you, buddy. All right, you guys begin making your way into this area. A bunch of, like I said, women, children are crying and screaming. You know that, just to be clear, can you guys see through the doors and the
Yeah.
walls?
Yes.
Wow. Well, I did
Yeah.
that poorly. Awesome. Well, I'll have to figure that out later. In the meantime,
We can't. Gotcha.
Your objective, as far as you know it, is to save as many people in this area as you possibly can. You know that some of these doors are closed. You know that some people are running through the streets. What are your characters doing?
Our main objective is pretty much to like protect these people, so the women and children, so they can get away, right?
That's part of it. Yes, and you also know that there are some refugees, other people trapped inside these various rooms, which are supposed to be clouded, but they're not. So, really mad at myself for that.
Now the map's black.
I know I did it because I'm mad.
Mad with anger.
Okay.
This
We'll
is my
do it-
first time ever using Fantasy Grounds, by the way. It's pretty cool looking.
I'm glad. Can you guys see that little area I revealed for you?
Now,
that's
yeah.
all we got now. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, we'll just go ahead and do this old school manually reveal as we go along.
Fog
You
of
guys,
War
Fog of War stuff. You guys do see, from your vantage point, you can probably see that there's a couple of doors in your vicinity. One immediately right next to you. You hear, again, people doing whatever they can to like gather whatever they can. Sounds like there's a lot of rustling inside all of these houses. Hard to make out what's happening with all of the screaming, though. What are you doing?
I think Sir Hammond is now just issuing orders to these new recruits. Follow behind. I'll be in front. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Sorry, I've been looking at character sheets this whole time.
Okay, nope, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, so you're in kind of an alleyway.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a particularly crowded part of the city. Also, shout out to Heroic Maps for this map called Cherbury Alley. They're a lot of great. You should buy all their things. And so you see an alley, a bunch of people running through, a bunch of boxes, crates in the middle of it. Your orders are pretty much to rescue as many people as you can, get as many refugees out of there as you can. You know that there's something coming from across the river, and you know that I'm willing to kill you. And so I just want to be clear that running is an option.
All right.
Good to know.
I actually have an idea.
Yes.
I would like to see if I can't find something in the vicinity that is shaped much like a funnel. Or
We're
a
going to
funnel.
find something in the shape of a funnel in the vicinity.
The largest object that I can find that looks like a funnel. Be it a hopper, be it a milk jug, like one of those old school milk jug things.
Yes. Roll me. We're just going to do a luck roll. Roll me a d20, and we'll see if something is available. 1 through 10, nothing. 11 through 20, maybe. You don't see anything. In fact, you see everything looks distinctly not funnel shaped.
Everything's shaped like a colander.
Yes. Everything's shaped like a colander.
Well, there goes my idea.
All right.
Azgrymn will move to here, his shield and sword in hand, and maybe like pound on the door with the hilt of his sword. And, there are undead coming. You must evacuate.
All right. I'm trying to get everything I can to go. Just one more minute. But you've given the alarm.
Yeah, we might just do that, pound on all the doors and just scream to all of them.
Okay. You guys begin doing that. Going through, and you know what? I'm just going to go ahead. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to unmask every area you do that to. So you run up to this door, you pound on it. The guy's like, okay. Runs out with a bag, stuff's like falling out of it, and he's just like takes off as fast as he can.
All right. Maji is looking at all the stuff. All book? No, not a book. No, okay.
Totally just looking for books.
Get
I
some
love it.
bibliomania.
Bibliomania. You got these other 2 doors right here. What are you doing?
Same thing, just pounding on it and alerting them to flee as quickly as possible.
You don't hear any yelling from the door that you're in front of, Sir Hammond. You do hear some rustling, though.
Yeah, I again check, or I guess I just kicked the door open at this point. It's too urgent to be polite.
All right. You kick the door open, and you find just this very elderly woman, essentially going very slowly, doing everything she can to kind of, I'm going as fast as I can.
We must move faster. Madam, please. I try to take her over my shoulder and go with her.
No, but all of my husband's old things.
If they're here when we return, but they will be here when we return.
Okay, so you just throw her over your shoulder. Roll me a quick strength check just to make certain
Sure.
you don't roll one.
I don't know if I rolled all my stats right.
Throw her out into the street.
That's not bad stats. Not bad. Oh, his con's getting better.
All right, yeah, that's absolutely fine. You throw her over
Good
your
enough.
shoulder, you walk on out, you send her on her way, and she's going.
I hand her off to somebody else.
Hand her off to somebody
flee,
else.
Old lady, flee.
Okay, in the interest of expediency, you go through that door. You find that, again, just trying to get as many people out as you can. Which way do you go now? Do you go down the east way or do you go north?
Which way is the water? Is it the eastern
To the
way?
east.
Okay.
Yes, which actually would be south, but
Sure.
we're going to use cardinal directions
That
for all
works.
intents and purposes to help us navigate. The water is towards the east.
Let's go east.
Yeah, I think, head straight out so that we can head off anything that might be coming from the water.
Okay, begin to move your tokens towards the east into this area, and I'll go ahead and reveal what we got going here. As this is going on, and you make your way into this area, I need everybody to roll me a reflex save.
Oh no. Oh no. Bukh was so much better. Hey, good roll.
Sir
Can I throw
Hammond.
up my shield for this, or is this
A reflex.
You know what? I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
nice?
Well, actually, roll me a perception check to see if you see it coming. Actually, everybody
Nice.
roll me a perception check.
That makes sense.
And depending on how well, we'll see what happens.
Oh, so we're actually moving forward until we get in there, because I just moved 25.
Yeah, no, we're not in turn order yet, so feel free to just move your tokens. If I reveal an area, that's me saying go ahead and move in there.
And what are we rolling?
Perception.
Reflex?
Perception check. At the very least, Sir Hammond and Azgrymn, you hear an unearthly scream from the sky as some winged creatures are flying over the city with something in these long talons, and essentially they're dropping something onto all of you. That is what it's for. So here's what I'm going to do, because you all seen it coming, because the DC was 15. Everybody will get like a +1 to their reflex save on this. And if you'd like to use your shield as well, we'll see. Okay, that
I got
will
hit by something.
You got hit by something.
Oh, okay. And what do I roll here?
Go ahead and roll a reflex save. You can see that in your character sheet on the main tab on the
right
bottom
corner.
right corner.
Bottom right. Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, cool. So the two of you see it coming, and you're able to dodge out of the way and just like splat. You see what appears to be like these undead or just like dead corpses, just like laying there. And they don't look like they're recently killed either. They look like they're old and have been festering for a while.
Gross.
Specifically, Maj gets hit by it, so he's going to take 1d6 points of damage. That is 2 points of damage to Maji.
It's raining men.
But you begin to hear it and look in the sky and you see it's happening all over the place. It's not just localized in your area, but it is going down.
They're catapulting bloated bodies, huh?
They're being dropped by these flying creatures.
Yeah, they're being
intentionally.
dropped by these flying creatures.
Oh, okay.
Gross.
Yeah.
The catapults come later. Don't worry.
Can we perceive? Are they undead bodies?
It's a great question. I'm just going to roll over your perception check. Right now, it just seems like they're dead.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Awesome. You guys realize that this is a bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? End area.
Dead end.
What's the word I'm looking for? Where you
Cul-de-sac?
can't it's just like there's no way to proceed aside from what appears to be a door on this northern corner. Right.
Dead end?
Yeah, dead end. Dead end. That was the word I was looking for. It appears to
That's
be a
what B
dead
said.
end, with the exception of that door and that door. And then, of course, you know that there's a bunch of alleys to the back of you. How do you want to proceed?
Sure. We're just pounding on doors in here. So while we're here, pound the door to the north, door to the east.
All right. Okay. People begin rushing out as fast as they possibly can. Thank you for specifically saying that you were pounding on doors.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Actually, let's force our way into this house here. And is there like a window or a way through to the other side?
There is what appears to be, there is some doors that you can navigate your way through. And these people are just rushing out when you knock on the door. They're like, oh, we're going. They've got backpacks. Some of them are like carrying their kids and stuff, and they're just running. They're only focused on leaving. They don't even care if you enter.
Right. To the river, to safety. And he'll kick through the door or something.
All right.
Oh, if there's one in this room, I don't know if there is.
All right, so you know that there is a door to the north on this particular wall right here. And you also know that there's a door to the south. And in it, you see that it's just a regular, like, family dwelling place. You make their way through their bedrooms where they would sleep, into a cooking area, a dining room, a very small little area. But on the whole, it seems that's what it is. Which direction do you want to go?
It's so confusing.
I'll kick the door that I'm in front of that go up.
Bam.
To the north.
Azgrymn, man of action, just kicks this door open, and it comes out right into another alley, apparently. From where you can see right there. All right, Azgrymn. Yeah, you believe you've found another alley. You do know that the river's to the east. You feel like you are getting closer. Azgrymn specifically, because you're by the door. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. You begin to hear like a bubbling and a gurgling to the east of you, which you know is the direction of the water.
Ooh, bubbling and gurgling.
By the way, I can't edit my hit points.
You can't. That's lame. I don't like that.
Under
Sorry, I don't
wounds
like
at the top of.
Can't.
No? Well, let me see.
Can you do it on your own character sheet?
Nope.
That's strange. Okay, I'll have to work on that.
If you just click it and type, you click wounds and just type the wounds and then hit enter, nothing happens.
Try
Oh.
it.
Oh, okay. You
So
should
there's
be
no
able to-
cursor, so you can't tell when you're clicking.
Yeah, that's what messed me up.
Right. So Azgrymn, you kick it out. You see more pandemonium. You hear a gurgling, and the like from the east. You see that on the whole, this seems to be fairly empty. The people that have been running apparently have mostly gotten away. In fact, you actually see that this door is just wide open, and some people who would be working on fish and the like. What are you guys doing? What actions are you taking?
Busting out, yeah, here. like, what is that sound? Like coming to the east, points its sword that way.
Yeah, we're
Looking
charging
back to
that
the
way.
night.
Yeah, we're charging that direction and just screaming to flee from. I think that the people are coming from the river. We want them to flee away from the river, right? Is that what we're telling them to do?
There appears to be like a lot of people fleeing away from the river.
Right.
One thing that you do see is that not everybody has gotten away yet, and as you draw closer to the river, you see that there's a canal actually right before you, and that there's even more city to your east. Not too much, but still a little bit.
While Maj is going through these houses once again, he's looking for a large funnel shape again.
You know what? You're in a kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll me a luck check again. Because you're in the kitchen, I'll
Lower
give you
DC.
I'll lower DC.
Oh my
They
goodness.
got no funnel. There's
They
no
took it with
funnel. Yeah.
Colanders
More colanders.
everywhere.
More colanders. They're
Colanders
just everywhere.
All their spoons are
There's no
slotted. I think
Legit.
I think we just do we press on to the east, or do we just try to go to the northwest rather?
Ooh.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of map to go through. There's
Yeah.
the
I
northwest.
follow-
You know the. Oh, go ahead.
I'll follow
that's
you. I'll follow you. Is there night?
Sure. I guess I'll kick in this door to the south here next.
Okay, and that's actually an alley as well. So, bam, you kick in. It's a small little domicile where people do go to sleep and the like. As that is happening, if you'll put your token right next to that, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah. No, I
that
see
door.
it.
As that is going on, the bubbling and the gurgling grows louder as all of you are able to hear it, as you see what appears to be some type of hand reach over the canal and begin, like multiple hands, and begin to kind of like pull themselves up
Yes.
with rotting faces that are falling off. Let's go ahead and we're gonna go, guys. We're gonna do it.
Roll some
So,
initiative.
Gonna roll some inish.
Time.
It's time.
I hope I have all
Let's
my.
see if my caster
skills.
survives a.
Yeah. He throws
Alright.
throws the book at people. This is my number one attack, throwing books.
This is what I've been gathering them for.
That's right, he's gathering them. Ammo. It's ammo.
Start modifying books, putting spikes on them and stuff. Hell yeah. Bladed books.
A studded leather book.
Studded leather book.
Alright, initiative off of perception, I guess I'll go.
Yeah, on
We
the
can
on
do
the
it
main
either way.
page. On the main page, it has initiative perception on the next to your AC.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Bees.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
The
My
bees.
perception is higher. Nice. Okay, cool.
You know what? Let's go ahead and do this.
I'm surprised at how well my initiative turned out on this character.
Yeah. Oh, if you have
Really?
expertise or training in perception, then you're good at it. It's not dex based, which I forget.
So there's at least 2 enemies. 3.
Dang. You guys are ready.
Wow. Yeah, you guys are ready. These 3 things clamber up out of the water, pulling themselves up. And you know what? Because you heard it coming, because they're pulling themselves up out of the water, I'm gonna have them start prone.
Nice.
See? I can giveth and I can taketh away. I can't help but give.
Friendly.
Because of that, they will all start with the prone condition, which will indeed impact them.
Ooh, I could use my ability.
One more. All right, guys, we are in we're in a niche. Let's go ahead and do this. Azgrymn, you are up. You see them beginning to pull themselves up out of the water. They're prone. They're about to stand up, and that is going on. What do you do?
All right. Can I
3
assess
actions.
with my Monster Hunter ability
Sure.
any possible weaknesses to these creatures?
That sounds like an excellent use of your ability.
It says
go ahead.
recall knowledge or hunt your prey. Action used to hunt your prey. You can attempt a check to recall knowledge about your prey.
Okay. So that is going to be a knowledge occultism or a knowledge religion.
Ooh. 2 skills I probably should have taken.
It's all right. It's not the end of the world. You can still roll them untrained, and you'll still get your bonus from your ability, your Monster Hunter ability, which I think is a +2. Choice.
Oh,
That's okay.
almost.
So, rule of thumb, it is 10. It's usually 10 plus the CR of the creature to know some information about them. That is enough. And so,
CR1.
because of that, you know that these are just your normal, run-of-the-mill zombies. They
I have to roll
are,
a critical, though, to lower their target number for everybody, right?
I believe so. I would read up on it, but I believe so.
Yeah.
You know that they are immune to death effects, disease, mental effects, paralysis, poison, and unconsciousness. And Azgrymn, you also know that they have 2 weaknesses. They have a weakness to positive energy, and they have a weakness to slashing damage.
Excellent. I'm going to run up here and slash one of these bastards.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm so
Beez?
mad Bukh would have been so badass. Bukh can deal positive energy damage. He could have.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he could have. I should have rolled up fuck like he was. His brother fuck.
Can I move up to here with
Yeah. So where was your token beforehand?
I think he was right here.
Yeah, so it'll be so you can move for 1 action. You can move 5 spaces, so that'll work. That'll absolutely work. You move there, and you have 2 actions. Oh no, 1 action left because you did your Monster Hunter ability to look for up information. You moved. You have 1 action left.
And do I have to spend it to raise my shield, or?
You can spend it to raise your shield, but you also
Or
have a
did I already
reaction to
have-
raise your shield.
I already had that shield out, so I can use that for the reaction, right?
Correct.
Then I will attack him.
Do it to it. I went ahead and targeted the guy just in front of you.
Okay.
Go ahead
So
and
I
make
can
your
just roll.
attack when you're ready. Yeah, just go roll.
Long sword.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll me damage with your long slashing sword.
That's what she said.
Leia, or was it Aliu? All right, so you're gonna roll the die next to your attack. It is so long. Roll the 1d8 plus 1 slashing.
Sorry, I was under my combat attack. Where am I at?
So you're gonna go to your
Inventory?
action. Oh yes, you're gonna go to your actions tab, and then you're gonna go to where it says long
Actions.
sword, and
There
the
it
box for damage. You got it.
Oh,
1.
+1.
But it has a weakness. It has
Weak.
so that will actually be 7 points of damage.
Nice.
So I need to add 5. Oh, it already did it for me. Perfect. All right, sweet. It thing took all the damage.
So
Yeah,
Azgrymn charges up and have at thee. Slices across its ear or something.
Yeah, cuts it. It's just it doesn't react. It just moans in a very unnatural way as that happens. Maj, you are up.
All right. So, got 3 actions. I'm going to be using a cantrip called Electric Arc, and at the same time, I will use a spell called Physical Boost on the knight.
Okay, physical boost on the knight. And so what will this do?
All right, Physical Boost improves my target's physique. Target gains... no, never mind that one. That's not what I thought it was going to be. Let's go
Gives him a
ahead and
six-pack.
go with Force Bolt instead.
All right, Force Bolt. Who are you launching it at?
So first, I'm going to launch it at the second zombie for the electric arc. Now, I would like to make an argument. They're soaking wet.
You know what? I like that. I think that's a good point. I'm going to impose a weakness upon it of 3, so it will do an additional 3 damage should you hit. I think that's very clever thinking.
And if I remember right, in order to target, it's a combination of either Alt or Shift, right?
It is Control. Yeah, I'm refreshing Sirenscape as we speak. Left control, left click. I know we need a little bit. I know it's been a bit for you guys, so that is absolutely fine. Okay, you should be hearing music here shortly, guys. All right, yeah, go ahead and make that attack when you are ready.
All right.
Got you, man. Got your back.
It's actually a reflex save DC 18.
Oh,
or sorry,
perfect.
17.
So when it still works like an attack when you use your electric arc on it. Oh, I see what's happening. All right, so at the very bottom, I know what's going on, Jester. At the very bottom, you should see 2 buttons on your action tab. One says Mode, Standard, and then Display Summary. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Bam, you got it. Go ahead. You're going to click on the die, the little D20 next to your electric arc, and it will go ahead and use the spell. And it will make the reflex save for the creature when you target them. That's how it works. All right, the zombie fails. Now go ahead and roll the little blood droplet to do damage.
All right.
Okay, 5, and true to my word, I said it is wet, so it'll take an additional 3 points of damage because I thought that was very clever thinking. Okay, hey, every little bit helps. That is 2 actions. You have 1 left.
Have 1, so I'm going to use the somatic spell, Force Bolt.
Okay. Go ahead and cast your Force spell when you are ready. That is just straight up damage. It's essentially a magic missile. So that does 2 points of damage. And, all right, that zombie is hurting. That zombie is hurting. All right, another one. Oh, it's this guy's turn. Oh, I actually get to do something. Sweet. 1 action is he's going to stand up. Boop. He stood up.
I think it's the one at the top's turn. Or no, it's not. You're right. You're right.
If you know what? If you zoom in on the artwork on these zombies, they've got tusks like an orc. Man, that would have been a really interesting encounter if one of you guys played an orc. It's really a shame.
Imagine?
Yeah.
It's really a shame none of you guys decided to do that.
That's horrible.
It is. Takes a 5-foot step next to Maj. That is going to be its whole turn. Standing up and moving.
Oh, standing is 2 actions?
No. You know what? You would actually just be able to see this. These zombies move slowly. And so they are under permanent slow 1, which essentially means that
Take an action away?
they have. Yep, you take 1 action away for every one of their things. All right.
Sweet.
It is the knight's turn.
Sir Hammond will run back into action and see this guy right here, but he's actually going to just stand in the middle of all of them to keep any more from attacking that little squishy fella.
The one that just mollywomped one of them? Yeah.
Yeah. And will target this one who's most hurt with his long sword.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make that attack.
I think my character sheet's gonna need some massaging later.
That is a critical hit. Go ahead and roll me
nice.
a D100, and we are going to go ahead and figure out what happened here.
Right.
88.
88. Ooh, that's good. That is 3 times damage, and you knock the weapon out of the target's hands, and it loses a hand.
Nice.
I don't think it's going to survive this attack anymore.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me damage 3.
Well, I don't know if I can modify that real quick.
Well, actually, just go ahead and roll your
I can
regular
say times
damage.
3. Okay.
Fantasy Grounds will roll automatically the damage for a crit.
Sure.
And then what I'm going to ask you to do is roll the damage one more time.
Sure.
And yes, you shove your sword right through its torso, twist it, cut off its head, kick it back in the water. It is donezo.
Nice. That's only 2 actions. I think with my 3rd action, I'm going to attack the one that's on the squishy fellow. And a lower attack bonus. Missed.
Luckily, it doesn't have a super high AC, so it's just a regular old miss.
Yeah.
All right, Zombie Shambler 3. He is going to take his action to stand up, and I get to make my first attack of this game. He is going to go ahead and reach for Azgrymn. What's up?
Besides killing the orc by pointing at him.
That's what I was gonna say.
Nothing memorable, at least.
Oh, did that? You know what? I totally forgot. I'm so sorry, Beast.
You totally Joe O'Brien.
Look at that devilish grin.
I did Joe Brian.
That shitty orc. You killed that shitty orc.
I was actually really excited about your character. I'm sorry. Honestly, okay, all cards on the table. Had you not done the war cry,
and the I used my hero point, and it's like, no, the gods deigned it.
with that said though, you know what? You'll never forget this one.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
It was definitely memorable.
definitely memorable.
Sorry, so attack with your orc, with your dead zombie guy.
Sir, you know what? Sir Hammond, I'm going to go ahead and give you a knowledge religion check really quick.
Going?
Or knowledge, local, culture, any of those.
I think religion, yeah.
Yeah, religion was actually not. I misspoke, or I spoke too early.
I don't have the other skills.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just keep going for right now. Something fuzzy is. Here's what I'm gonna say. Something fuzzy is in Sir Hammond's brain about a husk, or Bukh, and who's now a husk, and now he's just thinking about it. All right. Gonna go ahead and take that attack against Azgrymn. Here comes the fist. Do you want to take your reaction?
Yeah, shield raised.
Shield raise, bam! Blocks.
I think I already got it clicked. Yeah.
Absolutely. I actually need to take prone off this guy. I don't know why I still have prone on him. But it's gone now. All right, that is its whole turn. Moved, or stood up and attacked. Azgrymn, you are up.
Nice. Azgrymn is gonna throws up his shield, blocks its claws. It comes in, and he's gonna bring the blade down underneath the shield, and terrible. First one miss.
First one is a miss.
And the second one, he's going to cut back.
Ooh, that is a hit. All right, you drive your longsword into this thing. Go ahead and roll the damage. Max damage. 14 points of damage. Destroyed.
Nice.
That is. Why don't you describe your kill for us?
Cuts back as he misses the first time. He cuts back though and like rips its intestines open, and it just kind of falls in half on the stone ground there.
I love it. As this is happening, you begin to hear something going on, especially as your eyes kind of figure out exactly what's going on here. You've been consumed with the battle, and as this is going on, you see the rest of the canal going down, and you see the bubbling and the gurgling going down all along the canal. I'm not placing the tokens yet. I will as things are going on, but you begin to see other skeletons and zombies and even ghouls begin to climb their way out of the water. You see people who are still getting their things out, like trying to run and get out of the way. We will continue on with this combat, but just so you are aware, all three of you would be able to see that is going on in the background. Maj, you are up.
All right. Maj is going to fall back. On his way by, does he notice any information listed on those barrels he passed by? Are they alcohol? Are they oil? What are they?
Roll me a luck check. You're specifically looking, so I'm not going to make you roll a perception check. The luck check will determine what it is that you're finding. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what? Given where you are, you see that a lot of the barrels are filled up with a lot of fish. Apparently, they were getting ready to go off to market. Some of the boxes, tackle boxes, you see like fishing nets. You even see, what else? Poles, other tackle boxes and the like. A lot of fishing gear.
Damn. Too bad. So I'm going to pull out my crossbow.
Okay, that's action 2.
And take a shot. This guy.
At me.
Alrighty, Maj, that 7 was... Oh no, that was your luck roll. When you are ready, go ahead and target your creature and fire.
As soon as I find where my actual attack is. Oh, there it is. All right. Miss.
All right. Unfortunately, yes, that is a miss. You fire your crossbow, it goes up into nothing, and unfortunately, that is your whole turn. All right, it is number 1's turn, and it has a full action. That's pretty fun. Good times. It's going to do a full round attack action on Sir Ham. And if I somehow end up killing this character...
Good luck.
I don't think I'll be able to.
Not with this zombie. With a bunch of other ones climbing out, absolutely. But
okay. All right. It's going to go ahead and use its fist as it punches you. It misses, bouncing ineffectually off of your armor. It protecting you. It's going to take a. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah. It's going to go ahead and take another attack on you, Sir Hammond. Oh, that's going to be the -5. So that will be a 12. So that is a... If you have a shield, by the way, Sir Ham, remember you can raise that for a +2.
I've got it. But did I really get hit?
You didn't.
No.
The -5
gotcha.
negated the hit.
Gotcha.
You're
No,
good.
I didn't raise the shield.
So I noticed something when I was rolling my attack roll.
What's up?
You actually have 3 different rolls. So +4 for my normal one, -1 for my next one, and -6 for my last attack. If I was to attack 3 times.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have that on my end. That's just like for an a player character sheet. But that is a really good point. Perfect. All right, Sir Ham is up, and he's going to lay into this thing.
That's a crit.
Go ahead and roll me that damage.
I guess it's low AC. That's right.
Yeah, even me taking off his prone, that's still going to be a hit, which I forgot to do. Actually, would that be a crit? Let me double check here. Actually, that's not a crit.
Oh, okay.
That's just a regular attack.
Regular damage.
Regular damage.
All right. Well, it's gonna roll crit damage. So ignore 1 dice and 4. So 5 plus 4 minus 9.
Okay.
It's only 7
That
damage.
thing is. Oh, wait.
They rolled crit for me.
3 plus 4 is 7,
right.
plus its weakness 5.
Oh,
So it's
weakness.
actually
Gotcha.
12 points of damage.
Nice.
That thing was already hurting. It's dead. You killed the final one. All right, that fight is over.
Right.
But you look up and you begin to see these skeletons on the other side of the bridge, mind you, that are
Coming.
they're just like looking for whatever things that they can. You can see like their whole bodies looking, those bluey glow eyes going. Everybody go ahead and roll me a reflex save.
Oh no.
And you can roll me a perception check if you'd like to as well.
Oh. I rolled the wrong thing, I think. Let's see here. Perception.
16 on the perception.
21 on the perception.
And my reflexes are not doing me any good.
Yeah.
Is the perception related to the reflex save? Or...
It is. If you see it coming, I'll give you a bonus.
Okay, cool. I saw it coming.
That's what she
Or I
said.
think so. Or I think I did with a 21.
Yes, you absolutely saw it coming. Go ahead and roll me that reflex save now.
All right, with the shield.
Sir Hammond,
or-
roll it without the shield first. If it hits, then we'll see what happens.
Okay, cool. Reflex save. Ooh.
Okay. So we got to fail. We got to fail on all the reflex saves.
Yep. We're not. Yeah.
Yep. Got to fail on all.
Tired
of
from the
reflex
fight.
saves.
Azgrymn has
Yeah.
got reflexes, but he's just tired.
You see that these creatures that were up in the sky are actually like diving in at this point in time. Instead, they're going to all try to get an attack on you to essentially rake you across the back. Because you don't see it coming, and actually, Azgrymn sees it coming, so I'll let him get his shield on this. I was going to let your reflex save essentially give you a bonus to your AC, but that will not be the case for Maj as well as Sir Ham, but it will be the case for Azgrymn. Let me go ahead and make that attack against each of you. Okay. We've got a plus 12. We got a 12 against Sir Ham. This thing tries to rake you, but it can't find purchase in your armor, and it's just like you feel the talons, that scrape of metal.
Scratch it.
Yeah, just like ratchet right across. Let's see. The next one would have been Maj. That one. What is your AC, Maj?
14, I believe.
This is an 18, so it does catch you. You're going to take a little bit of damage from this. 5 points of damage, Maj. I'm going to go ahead and apply that to your character.
I got it.
Oh, you got it. Bam. You're awesome. Final one. What is your AC, Azgrymn?
AC is 18. With the shield raised.
Shield up.
20 with the shield raised.
You see it coming, and you manage to get your shield up just in time as that same ratchet sound scrapes across your steel shield, blocking you from taking any type of a blow.
Nice.
You see the skeletons on the other side. We are still going to stay in combat, but I just need to roll initiative for these guys. We're going to give them names. We're going to call them Skeleton 1, Skeleton 2, and Skeleton 3. I'm very attached to them.
Good thing you are, because we're gonna kill him
I'm
or run
offended.
away.
It's also an option.
Please run away.
I'm sorry, is it still Sir Hammond's turn?
Why isn't this? I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. Yes, it is. Wait, actually, Sir Ham. No, Azgrymn was the one that. No, you finished him off, right, Sir Ham?
Yes, with my
Okay.
first strike.
Do we get a round before they attack? Or
Yeah, you know what? I'll give you one round to do something because they're climbing out of the water on the other side.
Whew. Okay. I think I'm just gonna run over there. So you gonna give me 3 actions or 2?
You have 3 actions. You have a whole turn.
All right,
so
fair.
you place yourself where you would like. Those guys deleted because I forgot to add something. So we are. You're good. We're all.
There's
it's
2
all
actions to get me here. So do I see anything or no? I mean, I used 2 actions to get this far. So do I see anything around?
Good. Give me a second here.
Sure.
Yes. I only put 3 earlier, but I needed to adjust it. That was the reason that was kind of happening. Okay.
You know what? I'm sorry. Let me redo this.
That's it. Why don't you wait? Why don't
Sure.
you wait for me to actually reveal where these things are,
Fair.
and then you can go because that might inform your decision.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Okay, we're almost done, guys. Just had to take care of this. All right, here we go. Boom! You should be able to see everything now.
Holy God. Okay, now I want to run the opposite direction.
You see your normal run-of-the-mill skeletons clambering out of the water. But in the midst of it, and I actually put this guy in the wrong spot. He needs to be up here.
Oh, it's a
I was just
little
throwing him on the map.
A little bit less scary.
Is that one guy that was floating?
looks like
No,
a
that
lieutenant.
is not. That one, these are like your normal, what appears to be like humanoid skeletons. That looks like a giant that a skeleton that used to be a giant. All right, they're all in initiative order. Fantastic. Lots of citizens running through the streets. Actually, you know what? Let's add some flavor here, guys. I got an idea about some really great flavor. I think you're gonna love it. Oops.
Initially, I thought that most of the people we were running them toward the water to get away on boats or something like that. So basically, the city's surrounded, and they're running deeper into the walls.
Yeah.
Is that what's happening?
It's not like they're running toward the center of the city just to get away from this.
Yeah, they're running deeper in to kind of like lock themselves into a more secure area, or
I think that's...
Yeah, so that's what it appears to be the case. Let me go ahead and get this for you guys just to help out, so that we're all on the same page about what's going on here. All right, so this is the map I shared with you earlier. You guys, where Bukh died was probably around 2, the number 2 on this map. You guys were on that tower, on that wall, standing. There's this emaciated creature floating over the water, and essentially this whole coastline had undead for what appeared to be. It just kept going on.
Yeah.
And they just walked into the river, and so everybody's essentially trying to run this way. Some of them, perhaps, maybe they're running to get deeper into the city and behind these walls, which they might find safety, closer to the tower that rebuffed that attack from earlier. Some even might just be like, fuck it, we're gone, and just getting out of the city and running north. What you know is that one knight of Ozum essentially said, evacuate this area. And essentially this is where you guys are, is right around this area. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, does that help? Does that help to visualize it a bit better?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Fan-friggin-tastic. Okay, let's go ahead and pick it up again. It is the, I think I rolled initiative for everybody. You guys each get one action as they're getting out of the water. I'm sorry, not one action, one turn. What would you like to do with your 3 actions? Azgrymn, go ahead and you can go first.
Okay. Shield. Actually, crap.
I'm waiting for it.
I'm gonna move to here.
Prankster. Look at your stream.
Bust out the longbow. How many actions would that be? Would that be move? Actually, if I move to here, bust out the longbow. That's 2, or is that more?
Bust out
Retreating
the
and pulling out the
longbow.
bow? Yeah, I think it's 2 actions.
Because I also
Yeah.
have my shield and stuff, and have to put it away, or do I? Is that like free?
If you're putting your shield away on your person, that will take an action. If you are just dropping it on the ground, that's free.
Okay, then I will not do that. I'm actually just moving this way. And
You're moving
I will,
which way?
I will keep my shield out.
Deeper.
I'm heading to the west. Yeah.
Into
Gotcha.
And-
Okay.
And keeping my sword and shield out, but kind of like moving backwards, looking in that direction in case any archers or something might be firing towards us. Because we're
Sure.
already being attacked from the top, from up high and everything. So that shield's been helping me out a lot. So
Absolutely.
I think Azgrymn will be backing up with his shield and sword
Yeah,
out.
he's just like on high alert. And I want to clarify something really quick. I have these enemy tokens on the map, but they are fractured. They see citizens, and it looks like they're running for the citizens. Normally in a combat, like when you see a token, it's like, oh,
They're all
they're
going
all
for you.
targeting us. Yeah, that is not the case. It appears very much like they are just attacking whatever is closest to them. So I did want to frame it like that to kind of help you understand, to kind of flesh it out a little bit better, if that helps.
Okay.
Now, if you want to retreat, still totally fine. Just
That
wanted you to be
actually-
aware of that.
That actually kind of changes my mind because we're here to defend these people.
Yeah.
Sure.
He was right there. Sorry about that. Let me get over here and do this. Don't want to run towards that big guy.
It's fine. It's fine. You'll be
Just
fine.
don't scream out a war cry, you'll be fine.
How do I track it? It's just 1,
5 foot
2,
square, yeah, 5 squares.
3, 4, 5. That's what it is.
Yep. 5 squares is essentially 1 action. Yeah.
Damn it.
And a diagonal just counts as 1.
You know what? I'm gonna hold my actions, and I'm gonna look to the knight
Fair.
and look for his orders. That's
All
what I'm
right.
gonna
That sounds good to me.
do. Sorry that took so long.
No, that's absolutely fine. I was dancing while crying because I have something on my stream where somebody can redeem a certain amount of points, and I will dance while crying. And so I just so happened to have some chicken in my mouth and was like, So I was able to perform for that person and make good on my promise. All right, you are delaying. Again, this is just your actions to prepare, your round to prepare, as it looks like they're clambering out of the water. They're currently prone, like the zombies were, so that's why, All right, Maj, what's up? What are you going to do to prepare, if anything?
Maj is gonna run away.
No.
All right.
No. Stay.
10, 15.
Allow me to heal you.
He's got a reason for running away.
Okay.
All right, so it looks like he's running away.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna assume he's a coward.
So this door right here that I'm at, I think that's it.
Okay, sure. Swear to
open
God. Swear to God, if you're going to look for another funnel. Okay.
Totally.
He's totally going to look for another funnel.
How'd you
Are you-
know?
Son of a bitch. All right. All right.
It's really going to be worth it, though, when he finds the phone.
Just got to roll over. Just got to roll a 10 or more, man. I'm so sorry. You do not find a funnel. But if you want to keep looking in these other rooms, I will allow you to.
Spend all of your time over there.
Actually, wait. If you get getting close enough, this is clearly like a dining room.
Mhm.
So, I will say there's something funnel-ish.
Funnel-ish?
Yes,
All right.
because earlier I gave you I lowered the DC because you were in the kitchen. I'm going to do the same thing because you are in the dining room. That seems fair. So I
Okay.
can be consistent.
In that case, you're gonna see Maj start to cut the bottom, like so that it's almost like a bullhorn,
Okay.
and he's just gonna start yelling out, "Evacuate to the center! Just get out! Get out!
I like that. I like
Lead!
that.
Fall back! You're under
Okay.
attack."
Okay. Go ahead. You know what? That's all. I like it. So you move, you open the door, you find your funnel, and you start yelling. And we'll see what happens next round. Sir Hammond.
So what are you yelling? Just
I'm yelling out to the civilians to retreat, get
Yeah,
to safety.
You hear that quiet rat that was being all sheepish earlier,
Yeah,
and he's
scared.
just belting at the top of his lungs.
Gotcha.
Get out of the city! Get out of the city! Go! Go!
gotcha.
Actually, you
That
know,
was actually a great idea, though.
Yeah.
that was. You want to know what? You know what?
Hero point.
Hero point.
Yeah.
Hero point.
Awesome.
That deserved it.
I have a whistle that I bought. That's a good idea.
That was. Yeah.
Um,
We're okay.
I
what
think
do you do, Sir Ham?
for the sake of flavor and for motivation, I'm going to assume that these skellies, we see them like they seem to be going toward people that we could defend right over here. So that's where I want to run.
Yes,
they're right in our line of
absolutely.
sight. And so
There's some people that are just getting out of their like their rooms, their houses now, and all of a sudden they're like face in front. There's like a skeleton right there, and they look freaked out.
20, and this is 25 to get right here for me with the one diagonal. So I will stand right here and attack once. This thing climbing out. I say quick. Azgrymn can see. There's no need to communicate what I'm doing. Let us save them. And immediately charge this skelly and try one slash at him. Is he prone? You said.
Yep, he's prone.
That'll help. Nice.
That will be a hit, and that'll be a crit. Roll me damage. Yeah, this thing just like you
Bones
describe
everywhere.
how this thing. Yeah.
I think it just immediately turns into bones as I slash right through it as it's trying to climb up. That's pretty
Nice.
fun.
Okay. Legit. All right, one down. See, that wasn't too hard, guys.
Just a giant on the board.
You're looking at me like this is gonna be the end or something. You'll be fine.
You live forever.
You'll live forever. Azgrymn, you are up. You see that the knight. Oh, I'll let you take your actions now, or I'll let you
Okay,
do
cool.
double, like a double turn essentially, because you just said you wanted to defer until him.
And we rolled high initiative too, yeah. So you can do a double move.
Okay, so you can move double, so 10 spaces.
Well, you basically have two whole rounds now because you delayed the extra round,
Okay.
and you're also
Yeah,
first
you
in
remember-
initiative.
Yes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right.
So
Taking
I can attack that one.
Yep. Go ahead and when you are ready, go ahead and target him, and then also go ahead and make certain to swing away, like they did in Signs.
That's a callback. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Oh,
What is it?
You know
Left
what?
control.
It is. You actually did it properly, and
Okay.
you got it. Bam! You're awesome.
All right.
Go ahead and make that attack.
Oh
That
no!
is garbage.
That is a natural one. That is a critical miss. Now I'm going to roll on the D100 table. And let's find out what fun stuff happens.
That's
20!
not-
Oh no, 2! So here's the deal. The lower, the better on a fumble for you guys. Just a bad miss.
Nice.
So you just like swing, and it's just like maybe you just get a little discombobulated for a moment, but other
got
than that,
it.
you're all right.
I got it. He runs up, and as he gets to that location, he sees the giant in the background for his first time. And he swings, and it totally just floors him, with the sight of this monstrosity coming down the riverbank.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what? I love that. I love the visual of like you turning the corner and you see this thing like wading waist deep through a canal that no human could actually like stand in.
Swim through, yeah.
And it's just making its way down the river.
shit. Azgrym's like, I ran the wrong way. And he's gonna try to slice. I can still go, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was 3 turns, so you get 3 more actions.
Yeah, so we'll just say this is the start of your first round. So you will attack at your highest attack bonus on this next attack.
Oh, cool.
Because they gave you an extra round to kind of prepare because they were clambering out of the canal. 21. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll me damage. I've seen a few people, while you're rolling damage, I've seen a few people join the stream. Just want to catch you guys up. They are operating out of the town of Vigil, and the nation of Lastwall has essentially been decimated by this undead army. This town, Vigil, stands upon the river, kind of on the other side of Lastwall. And that same army is now making its way across the river and is in the city, and our intrepid heroes are doing their best to defend. And Azgrymn does a great job defending because I need him to describe his kill.
As he charges up and he swings horribly, critically missing, sees this horrible giant coming down, he's like, I ran the wrong way. And then he knows he's got to get out of here, away from the skeleton. So he brings the blade right back across its skull and shatters it, fracturing the skull. And,
Legit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, you have 2 actions left, my good man. What would you
I'm
like
running.
to do?
Back the other way.
Running back the other way.
Towards his knightly friend.
So Robin ran away.
So Hammond!
Bravely ran away.
How far can I move now?
50 feet.
50 feet. So that's 10. So every square is 5 feet.
Okay.
And your speed is 25 feet. That's how much you can move with 1 action. And so you have 2 actions left. You can move 50 feet. All right, Azgrymn. While you're moving, I'm going to go ahead and move to Maj. Maj, you begin like yelling out, belting it out as loudly as you possibly can, trying to get people to get out. And sure enough, the shutters on some of these doors that you guys have yet to actually do, they just open up. Bam, and they're like, oh, okay, all right. And so I'm going to say everybody within at least that is immediately proximate next to this door that you have not opened is able to hear you. Other than that, the yelling is very loud. And so And by that, I mean like the panic that's kind of going across the streets. And so while a bunch of these people are making their way out, they're just like, oh shit, and doing their best to run. But you haven't reached everybody quite yet.
Well, that's what I'm doing this turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Oh,
Running
gotcha,
north.
gotcha.
I'm hurt. So, each time I stop to take a breath, I'm yelling out once again. Flee! Flee!
All right,
Under
all right.
attack! Flee!
I love it.
He has fleas.
15, 20, 25. Again. Save yourselves! Depart the area! Go to your safety!
All right, just so you, if I clear an area, essentially that means like you have
Covered
communicated it, and people are doing their best to run as fast as they can.
And again.
Okay, give me a second here. I'm trying to just get these buildings down here that are just buildings with no rooms. If that makes any sense. If you see an area, essentially means you have not gotten to that place yet. Okay, that is your turn, Maj.
Can
Sir
I
Ham.
use that hero point for one more action?
I'll allow it.
I'm gonna do the exact same thing. Except for it looks
funnel?
like... Yeah, it looks like I backed myself into a corner back here. So I'm just gonna use it to move. Back to
Oh
here.
yeah, Maj is. Yeah, you're at half health. Holy cow.
Yeah, he's in bad shape.
I'll let
Right.
the fighters go fight. I'll
Like,
do
watch
my
it.
job.
Like we could find him by his trail of blood that he leaves behind.
All right, Sir Ham, you are up.
All right, Sir Hammond will 5, 10.
Gonna go all ham on
15.
somebody.
I don't go whole ham, baby. It's Hammond, whole Hammond. Attack this one to the south of me. Sword.
Absolutely.
It's coming down. This guy climbing out of the water. Come on, crit.
Absolutely,
Aw.
absolutely a hit. Go ahead and roll me damage.
And smack him with my S word.
Go ahead and describe your kill.
Nice. Another one, just clean through it, like almost like a spinning action as he turns around to face the other one, knowing that, hoping that they go down that quickly.
Awesome.
So that's that spin move. He comes and swings at the other one to his north, and
This is at a -5, and did you choose? You chose the correct one. That is a hit. Go ahead and
nice.
roll me damage.
Beautiful. Please roll high.
5.
Can't all be.
It clinks off of the skeleton, doing nothing.
Nothing. They have DR.
That is a very interesting question. Okay,
he
Sir
cannot answer.
Hammond. It is the skeletal giant's turn. You see it wading in the water. It's like little waves coming up
now I
over
can
the
see
side.
It. Yeah.
And it has this giant glaive, and you see over here, it reaches out to some people that are beginning to run, and it just like swings along the causeway, and you see just like people like just get slashed in half, and their bodies like fall to the ground as some of the citizens didn't quite make it.
We should have gone there first. Damn.
The
That
giant.
might have effect on Azgrymn.
The giant continues with one action. He attacks with his second action. I'm going to say it's difficult for him to move because he's in the water, but he moves up to this point right here with his next 2 actions. That is his turn. Let's go to these guards. This one is going to run. You see it come up to this house and begins like slashing at the door, trying to beat it down, and you hear screaming from the inside. This one over here, funny enough, sees you killing its buddies, and it's going to go and attack you. So one action, it's going to get close with its, are these the ones that have that awesome ability? Because if they are, I totally want to use it on Brandon.
Of course you do. Bully Brandon.
On bees. On the bees. On the bees. Yes, it
Those
does.
bees.
Hell yes. Okay, cool. This is going to be awesome. Actually, it doesn't move. Its first action is it takes its skull off its head, and with its hand, it throws it at you. It's like got that blue ephemeral flame coming out, and its jaws are wide open as it is going to try and make a ranged attack against you with its head. I'm just going to go ahead and roll a short bow attack on you.
That's awesome.
I know, isn't that's wicked? Oh, it's a miss. You see it
good.
coming. How does he defend against it?
I think I just swat the head out of the air or hit it like a baseball bat. Yeah. Backhand.
I like it. Bam! You
It just
knock it like a
sacrificed
baseball bat. Oh no, it's still alive because it's making its way
walking
with
around
its
without a
second
head now.
action. And now
That's
with
fun.
its third attack, it is actually going to attack you. Because it already made an attack, though, it will get the minus bonus. So let's see if it hits. This is at a -5 to hit. That is a 15. Does a 15 hit Sir Hammond?
15 should miss me. Yeah,
I'll
it's a
never get
miss.
ahead in
Miss.
life.
Okay, that is a miss. That is its turn. All right, it is this guy. It doesn't like being hit. And so what it is going to do is actually... I'm going to say it's going to do a melee with the same thing as it tries to just like bite into you. It's going to look for an area to just like zombie you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's see if it happens. It'd be pretty awesome if it does. I think we all agree it'd be pretty awesome if it happens. Doesn't happen. You are in the middle of these two guys. You're officially, you have a -2 to your AC because you're being flanked.
Oh, so maybe the
I was about to
15
say,
should've hit
doesn't
me.
he have a flank bonus now?
Did he roll 15 to hit me earlier?
He rolled a 15 to hit you earlier,
Then
but
that-
you weren't flanked
Oh,
then.
because he was still
Wait,
prone.
or were-
Gotcha.
He was still prone.
Gotcha.
So get up, attack, and then his second attack. Here it comes. And of course, I decide to not target you on that second attack. That is a 9. That is going to be a miss. I'm really mad that I can't bite you with my awesome zombie. Skeleton guy.
Hold his head.
This guy is also going to go ahead and get up to this door and start trying to beat it down. That is his action. Azgrymn, you are up. You see your buddy being flanked. You see the giant approaching from the other side of you. What do?
Oh man, he does want to help his friend here, but
But
at the sight of seeing the skeletal giant cut people in half and not one getting into the house, I kind of made a willpower check, kind of just to make this decision. He freaks out, kind of remembering his wife and child and thinking that this is what happened to
he rolled a
them.
natural 1.
Yeah. So he's
Wow.
he's gonna drop his shield and his sword, and the fastest way he can get there to them is with his bow. So he's gonna pull the bow out and just start launching arrows.
All
at
right.
these creatures.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and target the one that you'd like to strike.
I guess the giant.
You're going for the giant. Oh, hell yeah.
Things are going to get spicy.
Things are getting spicy. Spicy.
Oh no.
Actually, this is the top of the new round. Awesome. I need everybody to roll me a perception check.
Even me, all the way back in the back.
See what you can perceive from over
Yes. It's more or less something that happens to everybody regardless of where you are. Sir
They're
Hammond sees it. Azgrymn, it makes sense. Like you are just focused, laser focused on these other guys. Go ahead and make me that
More bodies
a
flying.
check. We'll see. That's a very interesting question.
22.
there. It's a very interesting question.
Very interesting question. It's a very interesting question.
I'm gonna guess a reflex save again.
No.
very interesting
actually.
Oh, no more dive bombers.
As you are all seeing this. Okay, here's how I'm going to say it. Maj, going to say you have some type of like innate magical sense. So you can feel something happening. Hammond, you see it happening. That's the difference. You begin to see kind of like a small blue mote of light begin to form right here. It begins to kind of swirl. And you get this feeling on the back of your neck, Jester, that something bad is about to happen. Hammond, you see this small blue mote of light, and you make the connection that it is the same color as the skeleton's eyes.
What skeleton? The one that we saw at the water that killed...
Any of the skeletons.
Any
they all
skeleton.
have like these like
So we
blue
see
fire like
floating
in their
eyes. Like there's like invisible eyes. Gotcha.
You don't. Well, no, it doesn't look like a floating eye. It looks like a small blue mote of light that almost looks like a blue fire that's kind of like rolling around in itself, and it almost looks like it's expanding.
Yeah. Geez, I don't know what to do with that. I, as a character player, should I roll a check to see what I think that might be?
Sure. If you want to roll a knowledge arcana, go ahead.
Not my specialty.
Can I, from my
With your
area,
intuition?
depict the form of energy or anything if I was to go ahead and do Arcana?
I'll say that you feel that something weird is happening and you notice something's happening, but until you lay eyes on it, no.
All right.
All right. Azgrymn, it is your turn. My apologies. I didn't mean to cut you off. You're about to shoot.
Is this my first one, or is it because I had to pull out my bow?
Your first
Thank you.
attack.
This is your first attack, but it is your second action because you had to pull out your bow. Yes.
Okay, so this will be my +2 one.
No, it's your first, your highest attack bonus.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Because it's your first attack.
Yeah, the order of the action doesn't matter. It's the number of attacks that goes down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
15. What is this thing's AC? It's a giant.
It's so big.
It is. It's big. You see that your arrow like blink hits
Maybe
off
it's
like
armor. Yeah.
Yeah, its armor just plinks right off. You see this like slow movement though as it kind of like looks down where it was shot, and then it kind of like looks up and it has eyes for Azgrymn.
Jeez.
And his hatred is just boiling still, so he fires again.
That is a hit! Go ahead and roll me damage.
Die, foul thing!
Unfortunately, it's a hit, and it just gets lodged up in its ribs.
Oh, that thing's too powerful for us.
Okay. That was Azgrim's turn. Maj, you are up.
So I got it counted out. You now hear
Walk right
Maj.
past the boat.
So
Yeah.
the light is right here, Maj.
Gonna walk right past it.
Yeah, I counted it out, and even going up against the wall, I still make it to right here.
Okay, you make it up to right there. Awesome.
But now you all can hear Maj telling everyone to flee, because he's still doing his whole run, flee thing. But when I walk past that, what kind of information can I get?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me knowledge.
Arcana, he said.
Knowledge Arcana. Okay. You don't know what the spell is, but it's serious business.
All right, and do I know from the layout of this area where is the safest place to run to for us is at this point?
For you guys,
Yes, where we need to go to get the out of here.
if you are just trying to get safe, it would be back the way you came.
I will relay that information. I will. Sir, what's his face? And Pale, whatever. Get out. Fall back.
I think you may be right, Ratman.
All right. yells at the top of his lungs. All right, Sir Hammond.
I yell back, yes, fall back, flee. I tell my compatriots as I continue to fight and expect to be fighting alone.
All right. All right.
I'm gonna roll
Sir
up a third
Hammond.
character.
Maybe. We'll see. Go ahead and roll that to hit. That is a hit. Go ahead and do your damage.
Come on, roll higher than a 1.
You got it. You got it.
Describe your kill.
Again, just like looking at my friends in hope and just like praying to Iomade. I've decided I worship at Knights of Ozum do. Say a little prayer to my goddess and turn around. Iomade is a female or male?
Female.
That's what I thought. So whispering a prayer to her as I smite this thing.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll that to hit.
Turn around and the lower to hit bonus.
Natural 20! Go ahead and roll your damage.
Don't even bother rolling the d20. The d100.
Yeah, that
so
thing
fantastic.
clatters to the ground before you. These people that were here saw you fight bravely and begin running across the bridge while it's safe. Azgrymn kind of covering the retreat with his bow and arrow, as well as Maj doing its best to kind of like keep these things at bay, firing arrow or just yelling as loud as he possibly can. All right, it is the giant's turn. The giant, as I said, has eyes for Azgrymn.
Yeah, I would have. Sorry, I had one more action. I would have told run toward that way with Azgrymn and said, let's flee and run 5 steps that way, please.
Okay. This thing's first action is to essentially from here. I guess it would have to move. All right, so it's going to move here. Actually, wait, that's right. I said earlier it's essentially in difficult terrain, so it's double movement. So it'll only be able to move about 30 feet.
Oh, God.
Okay, where was it? Let me see here.
It's got reach, too.
5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Perfect. It takes 2 actions to move right there. And with its third action, it reaches out its glaive, irrespective of these other skeletons, and just sweeps through both of them. Both of them clattering to the ground, as well as breaking open the doors. People standing behind it, clearly looking very worried as this thing looks like it is bearing down upon them. But it does not care. That is its turn. Top of the turn order, the blue mote of light is growing, and what you can see is that it begins to take the shape of a doorway.
That's what it is.
We got portal.
Azgrymn.
Yeah, I have grabbed him by the shoulder and said we must flee now. Yeah, that's what we're trying to hit.
I think that kind of snaps him out of it, and he's trying to hurt this horrible creature, but he knows he's not going to do anything to it. As his last arrow kind of aimed true, but still it was like, whatever. He's going to throw his bow, grab his sword and shield, and run.
Okay, one action, because you dropped your... you think you dropped your shield earlier, or did you put it away?
Yeah, he just dropped it, yeah.
Okay, so one action to pick up your shield. One action to pick up your sword. One action to put away your bow.
Oh.
Run with the 2 things in your hand. I see. You got to put it... You can't even pick everything up yet.
Yeah, that would be shoop, doop, doop, doop.
What do you do?
Leave the bow.
Sir Henry is standing in front of you.
Okay, so you drop the bow and you pick up the sword and shield.
Yeah, sword and shield.
You have one action to move. 25 feet, 5 spaces.
Crap.
I tell you what. You can give me an athletics check to try and jump the gap as well. But if you fail, you fall in.
Just to save you an extra 10 feet of movement.
DC 15.
Don't fall in the water.
Let's do it. We're heroes.
Hell yeah.
That's what Bukh said.
All right. Athletics check.
Oh, jeez. What did you
DC
say?
15.
Oh,
I said
no.
DC 15.
He said 15, didn't he?
I did. I said 15. All right. Actually, do you have acrobatics? Because actually, that is used for jumping.
Oh, yeah, acrobatics.
Well, either way, it's a +4, so it would result in the same. It would result in the same way. So here's what I'm gonna say: you didn't fail by much, but I'm gonna say you take your action to try and jump across because this thing is freaking you out. And what I'm gonna say is, because you failed just by 1,
Right on
we're
the
gonna call
edge
we're
there.
gonna call it a success, but with consequences. You grab the side, but you're hanging there,
Okay.
and that's your turn. You end there, hanging there. All right, Maj.
Maj has already said he's getting a truck out of here.
GTFO.
But he also sees that this guy's coming after him and sees this guy hanging from the ledge. He's not a strong mouse. He will take the time to come down here with one action. Try to pull him up onto the ledge.
Okay.
And we'll see. We'll resolve that. Strength check. Right. He's a very weak mouse.
Is this an assisted thing, or?
It is. What I was gonna do is I was gonna have him roll a strength check, and I'm gonna give you a +2 to your athletics roll to pull yourself
I
up.
was gonna say, if you can delay, I can aid with this too.
Yeah, essentially that's
All
what I'm
you
having him
turn.
do is aid you. So on your turn, Azgrymn, you just gotta roll like a DC 10 athletics check, but you get a +2 to the roll because you're getting assisted from Maj.
Okay. Sweet.
Okay. Anything
And-
else?
And I will. Let's see here. Actions that way. I will go ahead. And
Okay, I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. 5,
Mm-hmm.
4, 3.
all right, then I'll just go ahead and
Casters.
do a infectious enthusiasm.
Okay, what is infectious enthusiasm?
I will be enriching this guy with gusto to encourage him with motivation. +1 bonus to the choice of your attack. Will saves charisma-based checks during the spell's duration. Whose allies observe the casting within 30 feet. Everyone here is within 30 feet.
All right.
We get a little
I'll give
buff
it-
to
I'll- Yeah, normally it's 2 actions. So you wouldn't be able to use it because you use 1 action to move, 1 action to aid, and you have 1. But if you act out your infectious enthusiasm for me, I
All right,
will
all right.
give you the additional action.
We have saved enough people. Come on, guys. We have actually been victorious. We might have not got everyone, but
the blood pours
we
under his
can.
feet.
We are still fighting.
Blood dripping down his face.
We are still living. We have won this day.
All right, I like it. +1 to your athletics check to pull yourself out when it's your turn.
That's fun.
It is, and I think it's funny. I'm like picturing this in my head. This little mouse reaching down to help
Charming.
this human, bleeding all over the place, trying to encourage him with this giant skeleton bearing down on you and this giant blue whatever behind you. All right, it is the giant's turn.
Sir Hammond hasn't gone yet.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Sir Hammond.
Shit, where was I? I was here. Sorry, the map
Frank
moves
is ready to
every-
kill us.
Move the, I know, he's ready. 5, 10, 15, 20. That's close enough, I suppose. To 8. Well, first, I'm gonna tell Maji that that just like bless your heart sort of thing. As I reach out and touch him and heal him for 6 points of
Nice.
little lay on hands action. That's my second action. My third action will be to aid Azgrymn in the athletics check.
Okay, go ahead and roll that.
His flex and Argenberg.
Okay, that is success. Okay, you have a +2 from your buddy. You have a +2 from your other buddy. You got a +1. You have a net +5 to your athletics check because everybody's trying to help you out.
Nice. Basket
The
toss it out.
giant's turn is going to invoke an ability it has called Terrifying Charge. It lowers its head with horns and begins like running through the water, sprinting as it can. And it runs into the bridge, knowing that it can't quite reach you where you are. But that's okay, because I'm going to have it roll just a straight up strength check on
break
the
the
bridge.
Nice.
Let's see what happens.
Luckily, none of us are standing on the bridge.
Natural 1. The thing runs
yes.
up
Wow.
to it, and it actually what happens is it like lowers its head, and what you see is like it cracks, and it actually like falls like backwards into the water from the force being put back. It's a lot stronger than it realized, so it falls prone in the water.
Wow.
It is the next turn.
Wow.
That arcane sense that you have in your being, Maj, is like it's growing as finally this thing is made manifest before you. It forms a door, and then all of a sudden the white like energy that was the door just kind of like fades away, and you look back into it, all three of you, for just a moment, and you see hordes of undead going as far as you possibly can you can possibly see. That is what is going on. It is the top of the order. Azgrymn, you are up.
Yeah, he's gonna pull up with their help. He's surprised totally that they both have come back to help him. Surprised really at the Ratkin for coming to help him.
Yeah, who last saw running away. Screaming, running.
He
So
says,
go
"You
ahead."
come back to help me.
I did.
He's gonna do an athletics check.
There we go. Just
Do I
don't
have
roll
to
a one.
add a modifier or anything like that? Or?
Yeah, so actually in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see where it says modifier. Just put a 5 where that 0 is, and it will add it to your next roll.
Cool.
Or we could just manually add the +5 to pretty much a DC 10, like I said, to pull yourself up out. I was on a 2. Perfect. Yeah, you shoot out of there.
Even
That
a
is
2
your
would've
turn.
won. Even a 2 would have passed.
Okay.
Yeah,
We are
yeah,
essentially, if you tell me you guys are running away, we're essentially out of initiative.
Yeah.
yeah. We're out,
We're
right?
all just gonna hightail it out and scream for everyone
Absolutely.
to flee. Yeah.
Okay. You
skeleton is on his back in the water.
You begin making your way through the alleys of the city, just booking it as fast as you possibly can. Maybe helping some people up who've fallen over, but sure enough, that proved right. That giant gets back up on its feet and like brings its glaive up and just like cleaves through the bridge, just so angry that it couldn't reach you guys in time. Maybe it's like one last parting sight. You see it kind of like raising its glaive up in the direction of all of you. Azgrymn, like a chill just goes down your spine as you see it. And at that same moment where you saw that like gate essentially like open up, undead begin pouring out of it like a carpet on the city. And it appears that is not the only one. And as you look up into the sky, Sir Ham, you see that same person that essentially disintegrated Bukh from earlier, the emaciated person. And I told you earlier that this would come back. As you look back up on it, and whatever spidey sense on you goes off, whatever sense of dread that is part of you fills your being as you realize beyond a shadow of a doubt that is the Whispering Tyrant himself leading his army.
Wow.
The undead pour into the city. Whatever people you didn't get to are cut down. And the fire begins to take over Vigil. Sir Ham, you've seen this probably, having seen Last Wall itself fallen, that this city is not going to survive.
Yeah.
You are running with all of your compatriots in tow. What do you got? Is there anything that you're doing, just flavor-wise, as you're running? Anything that you're specifically doing, and where are you going?
So, if it's flavor-wise, Maj is covering their retreat by casting Produce Flame on anything that will burn or any area that can burn. Just covering off anything that could come up behind them.
Including more refugees running away.
Hey, at this point, Maj is protecting himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at this point, you're pretty certain that anybody behind you is dead.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're essentially, it's like a fire break for a wildland fire. You're like, hopefully I can cut them off before it can go spread any further.
Yeah.
What about the rest of you guys?
He's already frozen the water, and he's now lighting the city on fire.
Yeah, I think anyone else who's fallen that we come across on the way, anyone who's still trying to gather their items, I will just insistently tell them that the town is already gone. It's fallen. We must flee. Because I'm sure there are people who are desperate, and I just tell them that it's too late. The town is gone. We must flee.
As they're fleeing, Azgrymn notices a dead soldier and picks up his longbow and uses it to
flavorful.
uses it to cover the retreat.
I like it. You know what? I like it, and you can have your longbow back. That's
I also pick up some plate armor.
I also get 12 new spells.
You know what? It was only a longbow.
It's all we found is a bow.
It's amazing.
It's
the only thing you found. Yeah. Okay.
And they help. Yeah. They help as much as they can, but yeah, it's over.
Yeah. I picture it like Legolas, like you're running and stopping every so often. Maybe a zombie pops up his head. Bam! Just brains get blown out the back from an arrow. City is on fire. And then Sir Ham is just telling everybody, the city is lost, the city is lost, the city is lost. And sure enough, you make your way towards the city center and they're evacuating it. They've been through this. They've had a month essentially to prepare. This has happened everywhere else. Why couldn't it also happen in Vigil? And so the governor, the Last Watch commander, the Remnant of the last Knights of Ozum are essentially guarding the retreat of all other refugees and citizens who are doing their best to just run out as fast as they possibly can to the northern part of the city. I imagine everyone roll me an athletics check really quick because this is exerting. This is hard. Oh no. Okay, you're in full plate armor. It makes sense.
I'm only wearing. I wish I was in plate mail. I'm wearing less armor than the ranger apparently. He's got a better AC than me. He is. It's probably the dex.
Yep. Give me an athletics check.
Yeah.
Ooh,
-1.
So what I'm going to say is you essentially get tripped up amongst all. So Azgrymn, you're able to navigate things pretty well, but the two of you essentially get caught up in the flood of people that's leaving the city. Maj, it makes sense. People start trampling on you, and so I'm going to actually make you take let's say a D8 worth of damage. And it'll be the same for Sir Ham. Like, they see you and they're like, oh my god, it's a Knight of Oz, and maybe they're clamoring on you, like, do something, and it's just too much. So each of you takes 6 points of damage. As you're retreating and running from the city. You look back one final time at Vigil, as you're kind of like getting over like into the mountainous hilly area that's behind it, and you see an image that unfortunately has become all too commonplace, because some of you have lived in Lastwall, and it is the city in flames. It is the city being overwhelmed, and that same emaciated creature is hovering above it. That final tower that resisted his damage from earlier. As he kind of like goes up towards it, you can see him lay a hand on it, even from your vantage point, pretty far away. And as he touches it, you see cracks begin to form all throughout the walls, as that pillar, that monument to Vigil's watch over the grave, over Lastwall, over the Whispering Tyrant, crumbles and begins to fall as it falls into the rest of the city. And perhaps, maybe for a moment, you see the Tyrant turn towards you and look, and you can see his body cackling and laughter. As you guys see this, parting thoughts, final thoughts from your character before we end this week's session.
Azgrymn wants revenge for the death of his wife and unborn child. And he just knows that it's like hopeless at this point right now to do it. So it's just like searing, just painful to see this all happen and not be able to do anything about it. So he wants to make something happen bad. And if it's rallying powerful allies, that's what he's thinking of.
All right. You two.
Yeah, I think Sir Hammond is, he is normally very resolute. He thinks to himself, just wait till next time. I'm going to have way more personality when someone can think about it and plan a character. That's what he's thinking. But I imagine he's also just absolutely, despite him being a resolute kind of person, this is just heartbreaking. How could anyone not despair in this moment, seeing the last, bastion that they had fall?
Yeah, as far as you know it, that's the last. That was the final city of Lastwall that was standing. Maj
is on death's door. He is panting and huffing and puffing. He is just out of it. He can't even think of anything other than the fact that he still has at least his book.
The ranger will carry him.
What was that, Rogue?
The ranger will carry him,
All right.
remembering his kindness and helping him on the bridge.
Making sense. So yeah, the ranger. So you can see Maj getting tired, growing weak, and so you kind of like scoop him up in your arms, almost like somebody would carry a baby, and you just like begin like running. Not maybe every now and then I'll look back. On the whole, you don't see the armies coming after you. But as you continue fleeing, and the image of the city disappears beneath the side of the hill and the mountain, even though you look back, you swear you can still see that red glow of flame that's still coming about from Vigil. And it is there we will end our session.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome, Chris. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
welcome,
very good job, man.
Thanks, man.
Seriously,
All right.
I reserve the right to bring a completely different voice and personality next time.
You absolutely do. No worries. No worries.
Dudley Do-Right is here.
I mean, it made you make a new character right on the spot, so you're absolutely fine. Yeah, when you were like, I'm gonna do this war cry, and I already like knew who that was, I was like, oh no.
Don't yell in this guy's face. I had no idea. This is the big bad guy.
Yeah, none of you knew. That's fine. But
It's great.
it's
Cinematic
yeah.
for sure.
All right. Well, for all those who are watching the stream, thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. And we should be playing again next week. So y'all have a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to you
Have
then.
fun, y'all.